So today, I hope we gather in the spirit of understanding, in transformation, addressing a topic that resonates deeply within our community and our world. It's the concept of the woke church. This term, often surrounded by various interpretations and deeply emotional responses, particularly by the far right, calls us to explore what it truly means, I think, to be alert, aware, and active as Christians in a society that's continually evolving. As followers of Christ, we are beckoned, we're called, not by the transient calls of political ideology, but by eternal voices of love, justice, and peace that Christ himself was, is, and embodies. Now, I think we need to understand the wokeness, in quotes, in the Christian context. The term woke, as it's known, has roots in African American vernacular English. It signifies an awakening to social injustices and systematic inequality. That's what woke means. For us in the church, being woke translates into a heightened awareness of these injustices that mar the image of God in our fellow humans. It's a call. The word woke is a call with clarity. It's telling us to act with integrity and love without borders. Now, in the Gospel of John, Pilate asked Jesus if he is a king. How did Jesus respond? My kingdom is not of this world. John 18:36. Here, Christ distinguishes his personal mission from any earthly political agenda. His focus was not aimed to alter laws, but on transforming hearts. You see, Jesus navigated the world that was really ripe with political tension between Pharisees, Sadducees, Romans, and Jews. Yet his message consistently transcended these boundaries, every single one of them, calling every one of us towards a higher spiritual kingdom. Now, Jesus' life and his teachings, I think, and I know in my heart, provide profound insights into how we should engage with the world around us. I want us to think about the Beatitudes, Matthew 5:3-12, where Jesus blesses those who were poor, meek, and persecuted. Three groups of people that we, as a church, often condemn while we say we love. But his emphasis on the marginalized and oppressed is clear. If you dive deeper in Matthew 25, verses 35-40, Jesus identifies himself with the least of society, feeding the hungry, welcoming the stranger, harboring the migrant, clothing the naked, loving the sinners. Jesus was called a friend of sinners. Here, Jesus sets a standard for all of us to recognize him in all people and to act with compassion and mercy. Now, the Apostle Paul in Galatians, the Apostle Paul warns us, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. When we as the church bind ourselves to the yoke of political ideologies, left or right, or the rigid laws of men, politicians and judges and lawmen of all type, we risk losing the freedom that Christ bestowed upon us. Freedom to love unconditionally and serve without prejudice. How can you be a man or a woman of the law and call yourself a Christian? You see, our mission is distorted when we align with more political identities than with our identity with Christ. As followers of Christ, we have to be wary of letting secular policies and politics define our faith or dictate our actions. Instead, we should focus on what unites us. What is that? A call to love God and love our neighbors as ourselves. Mark 12, verse 30 through 31. This is the essence of Christian faith, the core to our mission. And if they want to call me woke, then I'll be woke. But let me tell you, the woke church is not a call to political activism, but a call to spiritual and moral awakening. This implores all of us to open our eyes to injustice and inequality in the world. Bankers, lawyers, and politicians can't see that. It calls us to respond to the needs of the marginalized. Bankers, lawyers, and politicians can't see that. It calls us to embrace our roles as healers and peacemakers. Men of the law, politicians, and people like that can't see it. And it also calls us to foster unity within the body of Christ. Something else that none of these people, these political types who cover themselves with human law, something that they don't understand and can't see. So I want us to go out and be a church that is woke in the truest sense of wokeness. Be awake to injustice, attuned to the needs of the oppressed, and aligned with the true gospel of Christ, not things that we say are inspired by God, but acted upon by men. I want us to disregard the chains of political divisiveness and wear the yoke of Jesus, which compels us to love, serve, and unite. In closing, I want to leave you with one of my favorite verses in the Bible, Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. If you are a banker, a politician, a lawyer, or a man of politics or the law, I ask you to question yourself and your faith. I want us to walk together as a truly woke church, awakening in God's call, alive to His Spirit, and active in His genuine service. Question, my friends, your faith and who you really are. I'm Matt Pierce. Thanks for joining me.